And we're live.
Hello.
Hey
Hello,
everyone.
everybody. Hold on. Dropped my AirPod. It fell out of my ear.
No problem.
So we're gonna do like crimes that happen in our hometowns or close to our hometowns.
Yes.
So I don't know who wants to go first. I have two.
Um.
I'm doing one for Crystal too.
Okay. Nice.
If you want
Well.
to start, Brett, you can.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna bring up. I'm just gonna share it and I'll read it to you guys.
Okay.
That way, anybody that likes to read along can.
While you're doing that, can I read like one statement about like what we're going to talk about
Yeah,
today,
sure.
real quick? Okay. So going through this, I know I've talked to Meg about it this morning.
Yes.
Britt's 2 hours behind us, so she wasn't awake yet.
Yes,
Right.
ma'am.
But for these cases specifically, they're all very close to where we grew up, or and some of them are very close to our hearts.
Right.
So I just encourage people to remember at the end of the day that these involve real humans that have real loved ones that are still dealing with any aspect of this. So just kind of keep that in mind with your comments and your theories when we discuss the cases, because the families do see that, families and friends. So it's just
Right.
important.
Yes. I agree.
So I first I'm gonna say hi to our friends in chat. Hi Chris Stockton always. Hi Chris Conflict. I think that's all that's here right now. Um and then Nikki, but she's up here on panel with us.
Yes.
So
Hey
we got
y'all.
Megan and Nikki today, which is they're my
Gl-
co-hosts usually.
glad everybody's here.
So we'll just get started and then go from there.
All right. Sounds good.
Okay. So I found this I mean I know the story but I want to be able to read it good and I found Unsolved magazine. It's just a investigation. So the magazine's interviewing a guy named Matt Johnson. So I'll just read what he says and we'll go from there. And I'll do inputs and stuff like that because I know the case pretty well. Um, so on June 4th,
I'm not.
Kyron.
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
Children issues.
Um, oh, I got it. So on June 4th, 2010, Kyron Horman went missing. And they don't know where he went to. There's no, just one of those unsolved missing children's cases. So this is what Unsolved magazine asked Matt Johnson. Kyron Horman was excited to go to school that day because it was a science fair at Skyline Elementary in Portland, where he attended second grade. In the morning, he had put his glasses on and his CSI because he was really into like true crime, that kind of stuff. Well, more of the like crime scene investigation aspect of things. Um, and his stepmom, Terry Horman, took him to school. She took a picture of him next to his green cardboard project display as a red-eyed tree frog for the pre-science class science fair. She told police she watched him walk down the hall to his first class and then left the school. Kyron disappeared within the hour of that photo. So he was in the school and then just went missing.
So they have like no knowledge of him ever even like being signed out or anything like that.
No,
Okay.
nothing.
Oh wow.
And then when was he discovered missing? So Kyron's stepmom, Terry, said she walked to the bus stop with her husband, Kane Horman, and with their toddler Kiara to meet Kyron after school. Kyron never got off the bus, And that's when the bus driver said he was never on the bus in the first place. The bus driver called the school secretary at the elementary school and discovered he was marked absent from all of his classes. So, and then I guess the secretary called Portland police and the school enacted an emergency robocall to all the parents. And then they just asked the community response. Local news. I can't talk today. Local news responded immediately to set up shop at a nearby church. And then they basically, because of where, let me see if I can find where he went missing. Because it's like where he went missing, the pictures show. I've seen the pictures of it, like I've seen videos of it. And the school is it's a very wooded area.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
And so, I think to look that up. There's oh, here we go. There's an aerial photo of it.
Okay.
You can kind of just see. Okay. Sorry, guys.
No, you're fine.
Okay, so this is the best I can do for it. Stop sharing that. Okay, unveiling the mask. Hey, JCM. Let's see if there's anybody else in here that I didn't see. Okay, I'm distracting you. All right, I can do that. You guys gotta remind me when there's people coming in.
Sorry. I was saying hi to them in chat, so.
Yeah. Hey, everybody. Hey, Kim.
Getting numbed up now. Poor JC.
You'll be okay. You got it.
Yeah,
you got it.
I need videos, though, JC. Make sure your husband has his phone.
Right. Please.
Sorry, guys. Let's see.
You're fine.
Here we go. Okay. So this is the school right here. And then, let's see if I can make there. Oh, I can't. And see, that's all this wooded area where he went missing from. And so, I mean, I guess in that picture you can kind of see it's pretty woody in the front of the school, at least.
Yeah.
You find any more pictures of him?
Right.
And this is his school board.
Okay.
We were talking about the red-eyed frog.
Yeah.
School board. So obviously his school board, and then this is the picture that they were talking about that was taken hours before he went missing.
Yeah. Oh, goodness.
And so his mom doesn't live in Portland. She lives in my hometown, which I'm not going to say my hometown. I guess if somebody wanted to look it up, they could, but I'm not going to say for what hometown I live in.
Right.
And I drive by a cardboard cutout of his family must live right by me. And it says, find Kyron Horman. I've been going like this, but like a poster. Actually, it's this one right here, this poster. I drive by this daily, and I've drove by this daily since he's been missing. Okay, so we'll go back to the other one. I'm gonna go to a different. I don't like the website I was looking at. I'm gonna switch over to a different one. Yeah, it is. It's such a cutie. What a cute little kid. So sad that
I know it.
He went missing.
Yes, definitely. He is a cutie.
Let's see. So, oh yeah, there's another one of them. He's so cute.
Oh.
Sorry for all the ads.
Smart.
I know it. He does.
Yeah.
especially like that picture of him with his board for the frog. Like you
Yeah.
could tell it was something he was proud of.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He was really into that kind of thing, and
So really, he just went missing, and the stepmom, I think, is a big, is a,
um,
is big.
suspect. Okay.
Yeah. Because she dropped him off, and then she told the authorities that in the 3 hours she told the authorities she went shopping and drove her baby daughter to soothe an earache. But that cannot be corroborated. Meaning they don't have proof that she did that. They don't have proof because they know that she drove around, but she
Okay.
supposedly went
Yeah.
driving in the backwoods.
Oh, right.
She also told the school that Kyron had a doctor's appointment that day, which she later said was a mistake, and the appointment was actually June 11th, which is weird.
That is
So
weird.
Do you know what the custody agreement was with
I
the
I know that
biological?
the dad had full custody, and the mom had just like partial custody, where they
Okay.
go visit.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
So my question, I guess, then would be, since they are looking at her, is it because she didn't want him having another child with somebody else? Like she didn't want that responsibility because it wasn't
Right.
her child.
I think that's part of it. I think it's also that so they had her do 2 different polygraph tests, and she failed both of those polygraph tests.
Oof.
Oh. Hey,
Hi,
Tiffany.
Jinx.
Yep, we said at the same time.
Thanks, guys. Hey, Tiffany.
And if I've missed anybody, I'm sorry.
So, I mean, we'll see.
It just breaks my heart, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
like if it was her, like just how can somebody be so, just I don't get it.
there's just not a lot on this, of
Right.
what happened to him. It's
Right.
basically like this is what they think happened, but they don't have, all the information.
Kind of like with those boys in California.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
basically, yeah. So I'll read a little background on him. So he was born September 9th, 2020. Oh my gosh, 2002, since I'm in the 20s and not the 2000s. In Portland to Desiree and Young and Keen Horman. He was Kane's an engineer for Intel as Desiree, and Kane divorced 8 months into her pregnancy with Kyron. While Desiree, yeah, basically. The two have been granted sure custody of Kyron until 2004, but Desiree was diagnosed. That's right, she had kidney failure, which required extensive medical intervention,
Okay.
and Kane took over full custody. But Desiree remained an active part of Kyron's upbringing.
Sure.
That's right. I knew
Yeah.
there was something going on.
Right.
And for the most part, does it sound like the dad and the biological mom were cordial?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's from the sounds of it, like they never had any issues. And the thing that's interesting is I think the dad believes that the stepmom did something
Sure.
because they got divorced not long after.
Okay. I mean, yeah, if you're cordial with your ex-wife, which can be a battle all in itself,
Right.
and it doesn't really sound like the mom would or could, given medical issues, that be able to do anything that would cause this.
Yeah.
I mean, and the fact that the dad had to take over, full custody. If there's jealousy there, I mean, jealousy makes people
they got
do crazy things.
2 years later.
Exactly.
And I guess at one point there was the gardener that had come forward saying that he had been given a lot of money to kill the dad. But they never had any real proof.
Oh.
Kill the dad.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did the stepmom and the husband have any of their own children?
I I don't know. I don't know. I think they did. I've watched a lot about it. But I can't remember what, like, all the background on the mom.
Because that
I
one
don't know the
throws me
mom.
off a little bit, because I would only think that that would be a factor or a possibility if they had their own children. Otherwise, I would just think that it was a gardener looking for attention. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
off the story. So,
Well, there is a little he does so Terry and Kane have a daughter together. She was born in 2008. And she was like 2 years old around
okay.
that when 18 months when he went missing. And I'm pretty sure the mom, and because the mom's been remarried, and the mom and the stepdad have kids together too. So I think that the reason the stepmom wanted to get rid of the dad was so that she could just have the baby. And it doesn't sound like
Have the baby and maybe life insurance policy.
yeah, something like that. But yeah, it's really weird because there's not a lot of information,
Yeah.
Yeah, a life insurance policy would also explain the child as well, because
Yeah.
that money would go to him first. So generally, I would think. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
Him and
And
his sister. So
yeah, and he's the same. He's like in between the ages of my boys. So,
sure.
it's sad that, it's there still, Um it's like it's always going to be there, especially when you drive by and you think, oh my gosh, my son graduated. He would have graduated this last year,
Yeah.
and then, so you always think about like
Right.
all the things that when these kids go missing that are like close to your, that hit home at certain points of your life, just like the
Right.
Haley Anthony thing, because Laura was like a year old when that happened.
Yeah.
So, like there's always going to be those cases that hit you a little harder.
Right. And I'm like the person that's probably one of the strongest voices, I guess, against, because my parents were divorced for a while. So I don't love divorce.
Right.
But that being said, if you are having any types of these thoughts that are running through your head about life
Mhm.
insurance and this, that, and the other, get a divorce.
Exactly.
Right.
This is not going to solve anything.
Nope.
Right.
Whatever you think you can get away with is not.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
I mean, especially nowadays. I mean, technology is just getting smarter and smarter and smarter. And now we have,
Right.
the genetic DNA testing that they're linking,
Mhm.
old cold cases to. So it's just like maybe
Yeah.
back in the day, but not anymore.
Yeah. Who wants to go?
Well, since you're still sharing your screen and you have my pictures, do you want me to go, or
That's fine.
are you just really? It doesn't matter. I mean, I don't
It's
care.
fine. I don't
Okay.
care.
Are you okay with that, Nikki?
Yeah, that's just fine.
Okay. Well, mine is
You want me to do the woman first?
yeah, you can put her up and I'll just kind of give a little background. But mine is about there was 10 women between the late 90s and the early 2000s that were murdered. And during that time, my city, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, had 3 serial killers at the time. And the most famous one that killed the most women at the time was Derek Todd Lee, which all 3 of the serial killers were caught. They were convicted. All sorts of women were tied to to each one of these guys.
Well, let me
they
show the
killed.
guy. Actually,
Yeah.
let's
Let's go
show
over
the
'em.
guys first,
Okay.
and then that was one of the ladies that's missing that we're talking
Yes.
about. But
Hi, Mrs. Cassandra.
I just kind of wanted
hey,
them to know
Mrs.
what was going on at the
Cassandra.
time.
Yeah. But
Um,
if you're gonna do kind of that first, let's do. So
Yeah.
you did Derek Todd Lee first. Okay.
Yeah, Derek Todd Lee's fine.
Okay, this is him.
Yeah, Derek Todd Lee. He's actually not alive anymore. He died in prison from heart disease, but he was actually sentenced to death.
Hold on. The screen didn't want me to do it. I'm sorry.
Oh,
The
no, you're
screen.
fine.
I think the browser can't access it. Yes, it can. Stop being rude. Been doing that to me lately. It's weird. There we go. Okay.
All right. Yes, that's him. And he actually died in 2016, but they linked him to 7 women at first, and now they have actually gone back and linked 5 more to him, but not of these 10 women that have the unsolved murders, unfortunately. But he was the first serial killer that was caught in the area between that time. And then the next one is Sean Vincent Gillis.
Okay.
And all these 2 serial killers actually killed in a very similar way, that with these 10 missing women, that it's really sad that they can't tie their murders to one of them, because all the women were killed either strangled or beaten, which is how these 2 serial killers especially would kill. And they would pose the bodies. Sorry, I know this is kind of hard to talk about. I don't want to upset anybody, but but the 10 women that had went missing were
Oof.
yeah,
That's Gillis.
that is
Oh.
yes, that's him. That is the second serial killer, Sean Vincent Gillis. He did some
He looks like Bundy.
yeah, he did some horrible things. In my research, I won't go into any of those details. It was awful what he did. And then
That's scary.
he's
Mrs.
got
Cassandra.
Oh my
he
goodness.
Yeah. Hold on.
they
We
tied
The
Oh,
Golden
that's
State
crazy.
Killer. Oh, sorry. That's
oh my goodness.
It's
Yeah.
Golden
Here,
State
we'll-
was boys though, right?
I think so,
Huh?
wasn't he?
It was young boys.
Yeah, I thought
No,
so.
it was women.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay.
He was a crazy one.
He was a
Yeah.
crazy one. And he was just caught not that long ago. Like after
Nope,
decades.
he was caught by DNA.
Yeah. But not
like
that long ago. It was like
no,
a
like
few
a couple years
years.
ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Well,
Crazy.
that's Sean Vincent Gillis, and he's still serving time in Angola State Prison, Louisiana, and he got for 8 women that he murdered and mutilated, and he's actually admitted to killing 15 more, but they have not found the bodies, and they so far have not tied them to the 10 women that I'm going to talk about. And then there's just one more serial killer that was running around at the time, Jeffrey Lee Guillory, and he has also been caught and put in prison. But the 10 women that are still cold cases.
I'm just gonna show.
Yeah, we only have one
Okay.
picture because I obviously can't talk about all 10 women. It's really,
Well,
really
let me
sad.
show that one of just the other serial killers, so
Yeah, go
people
ahead.
know who we're talking about.
Jeffrey Lee Guillory was our third serial killer. Isn't that
That's
crazy that we
him.
had 3 at the same time
That
That's
is
him.
crazy.
in Baton
We're
Rouge?
we're just gonna show him and move on.
Yeah.
I don't need
With the one that claimed 15 more, sorry not to backtrack you, but
oh no, sure.
is he one that is cooperating, like where he what is the word, like has remorse and is giving them locations, or are they trying to find it on their own?
He's I don't think he's trying to necessarily help them. He's wanting to, it's more of a braggy kind of thing that he's doing. You know what I mean?
Okay. So he's proud of it still.
Yeah, very
he's dating
proud of
them.
it. Exactly. Yes. And so Britt has one picture up, and this is Diana Williams, and she is one of the 10 women that they have not solved her murder in Baton Rouge, and she was killed in early 2000. She was, very much family oriented. She loved the outdoors. She loved gardening, and she just kind of fell on hard times at the end of the 90s and fell into drugs, unfortunately. And in early 2000, April 13th, somebody actually was walking on a little footpath on North Street Park in Baton Rouge, and they found her body nude she had been beat and strangled. And her family's actually still speaks out as of today because they are
Was
just
there any SA involved?
yes, there was on all
Okay.
10 women.
I figured
And
people probably would want to know that
yes,
detail. That's usually like kind of an
exactly.
important
So
one.
there was SA, but they were posed.
Yeah, they all the bodies were posed, and the police would not reveal like how they were posed. So
Sorry, I'm
I
laughing
read
at the
that.
chat, not at you, Meg.
Oh,
It's
that's okay.
unveiling. Mrs. Cassandra, I'll speak for Megan. No problem, hun. Thanks for reacting in the chat.
Of course, Kim.
Y'all are so funny. Anyway,
My only
so-
question with that is because generally, either there's like if it's a male, I've seen it where like they have some maternal issues,
yeah,
so that's why they
Yeah,
go for
for sure.
prostitutes.
right.
But then generally, if they pose them, they're showing it off like, look what I can do. This is like,
Yeah.
this is what you get.
Right.
This is a trophy. So the fact that there's SA kind of is a
Yeah.
little interesting.
Well, the thing about it is both Derek Todd Lee and the which is the first guy that Britt showed you, and the second guy, Sean Vincent Gillis, they posed later on in like not their first few kills, but like later on they started both doing that, and they both strangled and beat and SA. So, but the thing about Derek Todd Lee, as he went on, he started only grabbing like upper class women, like in big fancy houses,
Sure.
things like that.
He wanted the
Right.
notoriety.
Yeah, and
For
there's
real,
a whole
yeah.
frustration
Yeah.
going on with the family of say this beautiful woman right here and of the other girls, because all of these girls unfortunately were high risk. They came from not the greatest area of town, that kind of thing, had financial troubles.
They were prostitutes.
Yeah, they
I'm
were
just saying.
prostitutes, all that, and the police did not really do a
Didn't
whole
look
lot.
into it.
It's
Yeah.
very messy and sloppy. And actually, one of the family members went to the crime scene the very next day, and this lady's underwear was laying off to the side, and like one of the police officers was just like stepping on it, and they had to tell him, "Hey, can you pick that up?" And they were acting like it was no big deal. So it's really heartbreaking.
It is,
Yeah,
because
the
then their
sloppy police
families
work.
have a chance of never getting justice, because that's one way for the defense to be like, oh, but this is contaminated.
Right. And
So
when the family tries to get answers, they just are treated like, well, she was gone for days and she was prostituting. They're treating them
Do
like
you
they were
think it also had to
nobodies.
do with color?
It could, yes, it very well could be, and that they're prostitutes, and
yeah,
it's
Yeah.
just horrible because they are human beings,
right,
You
And
know?
they're
exactly.
loved. They have family. People
right?
get into the, into these things not knowing,
So they have put a new task force together for cold case, and they're going to work on hopefully tying these 10 women. They're thinking possibly Derek Todd Lee is who they're leaning towards for the murders, because the years that these 10 were killed would be at the time in his early killings, and he did start with prostitutes.
Okay.
So I guess maybe that's why they're looking at it, but they haven't really put a whole lot of more details out about what they found, if anything, yet in their new investigation into these cold cases.
And he did
So-
or didn't pose the whole time?
He did not pose the whole time.
Okay. I was just curious about like the timing with that, because if
Yeah.
it wouldn't have been him, I'd be curious like the timing of when they did start posing or when the other ones started posing, and like if they were seeing that on the news, you know what I mean? And
Yeah,
saying, hey, they're getting attention for doing this, then I'm
Right.
going to do this.
like a copycat killer type.
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
they all kind of were going at the same time, and actually Derek Todd Lee towards the end also would play a recording of a baby crying to lure women
Ugh.
over to him, because he started grabbing,
What?
like I said, in the broad daylight and go to their houses. He got one in the shopping mall parking lot. I mean, everybody was scared to death in Baton Rouge at this time, including myself. I mean, I was a lot younger, but still.
I'm sorry, but excuse my language, but what a sick fuck.
Yes.
For
That's
real.
disgusting.
And my mom and dad had a friend's daughter that was actually a victim of Derek Todd Lee. Now, she was not one of the 10 women, but they did tie her murder to Derek Todd Lee. It's super, super sad. And he grabbed her out of the dollar store parking lot, and there was like 3 other stores in the little shopping center in the broad daylight. So
It just goes to show you, like, what I'm saying. Like, each of these has impacted our lives in some way.
yes,
You know?
it has.
And that's
And
why
I
we
just-
wanted to do this.
Right, exactly. And the 10 women that fell on hard times, maybe in addiction, prostitution, whatever, I don't know, they're just still human beings, and it just tugs at my heart. Their families have no
Right.
closure, and they're getting
Right.
doors slammed in their face for all these years and treated like these women almost deserved it, or that they were nobodies, and that just infuriates me.
Right, yeah.
So I'm hoping that maybe the new task force will find out who did it on these women.
Me too, for sure.
So
Nikki, do you want to go next? Because I have one
Mhm.
more. But
Oh,
go
well,
ahead
why
and
don't
go.
you go, so then when you can just take a break when you're done, and then I can
Okay.
just share
Um,
after that.
Mine's just a quick one. It's Christola asked me to share it because it's one that's her hometown. I don't know a lot about this, so I'm just gonna read an NBC News article, or maybe
Okay.
I'll do the other one. I'll do this one. It's not wanting to share. It's annoying. Like, gets mad. Like, says we're having problems doing it, and then it's like every other time it does it. It's kind of annoying, but it's okay. I'll survive. Hey, Christola, perfect timing. I'm doing yours right now. Okay, so this one is Kimberly Raymer, and so I'm just gonna read it. That's just gonna be the easiest thing. Just across the Florida state line in Alabama is a story that spans miles. It was the height of the southern summer of August 16th, 1997, when Kimberly Raymer, 17, at the time, vanished from her father's home in I think that's how you say it, Alabama. Nearly 20 years later, there's still no trace of Kimberly. In photos, Kimberly, or Kim, as family and friends called her, exudes the feel of a quintessential all-American girl. She appears in her softball and cheerleading uniforms, a deep brunette with an innocent, smiling face. She was a great daughter. She was just so happy. Sue Infinger, I want to say that's how you say it, but we'll just say Sue. Raymer's mother told Dateline NBC. Just one day after her high school portraits were taken, Kimberly headed home, excuse me, after hanging out with friends. The Raymers were divorced, and Kimberly was staying with her father in Oak, a small town with about 7,000 residents. Sometime in the middle of the night, Kimberly vanished. Authorities believed she was likely kidnapped. She left behind her clothes, contact lens, and car, which for any teenage girl is not something you do. Her beds were ruffled, but there was no sign of forced entry. Authorities had reason to believe Kimberly or whoever was with her had crossed the Alabama state line, so the search became a multi-agency effort involving the FBI. They just said that it could have been that they crossed state lines. They don't know where the crime occurred. She went missing from Oak, Alabama, but the FBI and different agencies are still involved. In the months and years after Kimberly's disappearance, community members, the FBI, and local enforcement agencies scoured miles of land from Alabama to Florida looking for the teen. So this is talking about their search efforts, and it's just they do it, the search has never ceased. In March, investigators from various agencies acted on a tip, so they're still actively looking for her 20 plus years later. And I guess it was an 8-hour search, but ultimately found no signs of Kimberly. For Kim Stanley, the years have marched by moments of hope, followed by disappointment. I don't know why anyone would want to hurt her, Sue says. I believed that it was someone she knows. I kind of, just from reading this, I kind of think it was somebody she knew too.
Yeah.
Right.
And then I guess Kim's father passed away several years ago. She goes, if I could tell her something today, I would tell her I love her very much and we wish that this had never happened. We all love her and we aren't giving up until she gets justice. Authorities too hope for any type of answer in the case, which has now baffled generations of law enforcement officers. I hope we can get her mother some kind of answers of what happened to her. Captain Donald Clark told Dateline NBC, we ultimately hope to recover her or her remains or her body and prosecute whoever did this. If you have any information, please call the Walton County Sheriff's Office, the Coffee County Sheriff's Office, and I'll post, at least for these ones, I'll post the links. So if you guys want to check into how to help them out. And then I'm just gonna show one more picture of her, and then we
Okay.
can. Let's see. Let's see this one. And these are just the picture. Can you guys see this right here? Or is it just like,
It
never mind,
just
hold on.
says, I guess,
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, no, I got it. I figured it out. It jumped to a different page, so I just wanted to show this one. It has like a collage of different pictures of her, and then we can read. You guys can read whatever Crystal is saying too.
Oh,
Okay.
the only thing I see so far is she said there are all kinds of rumors, but the one I feel like is true is she overdosed and somebody got rid of her body, or her sister's boyfriend did it.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So these are just different pictures of her from 1997.
All right.
I'm assuming
They,
the bottom one is an age progression.
yeah, this one right here is the age progression.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, so she did have clear braces on at the time of her at the time she went missing. They said possibly wearing a white. She was possibly wearing a white T-shirt with brightly colored designs on the front and the words New Orleans underneath. Gray cut-off sweatpants, a gold bracelet, a gold necklace, and a gold chain. But they said that she made it home. There was proof that she had made it home from what I
Oh,
was
okay.
reading. So it
Hmm.
showed that because her car was parked in the driveway. Oh, of course, Cristola. I like doing this kind of stuff, even if, I just like to make sure that people know, we can put
Right.
more information out there. We can,
Right.
Exactly.
you know.
Because I mean, believe it or not, cold cases do get solved. I mean,
Right.
might not be the way that the family hopes, but they do get solved.
Exactly.
So
Never know.
Yeah, yeah. All right, so that's the other one that I knew it was going to be just a quick one because there wasn't a lot of information on her.
Yeah.
sure.
So,
And then Nikki's got one for us too.
Okay. I'm a little nervous.
Oh,
no,
you're
you're
gonna do
fine.
great.
You got it.
No, it's just okay. So I'm
It's
gonna just preface this for you guys. This one is personal for me. I rode the same bus as this kid. We got on at the same bus stop. I knew him. I knew his sister. I knew his family, and went to parties with him in high school. So this is a little hard, but I think it's important. So mine, and I'm gonna pull up his picture. Let's see. Just too many tabs open. Sorry.
No, you're okay. And Crystal has said that nothing like that happens down here, really, like that, really. Yeah, sometimes those small town crimes are the ones that, like, you don't expect.
Exactly.
Maybe I'll just do this. I'll just share my entire screen. I don't really care.
Maybe they'll let you. No, I'm sure. No, it keeps being stupid with me, so I figure if it's doing it with
Right.
me, then it's
Act
probably
them
doing it with
up.
everybody.
Okay, let me know when you can see that.
I
Yeah,
can
we
see
can see
it.
it.
Okay. So this is Brandon. And
Did you work at the meat department?
he did work in the meat department at Hy-Vee. But this is a
How did
picture
I
that
know? How did I know?
this is a picture that I like to show. There's other pictures obviously on his like his missing poster and stuff.
Right.
But this is like the picture that I remember the most of him. He's very bubbly, very friendly,
Okay.
just a super nice guy.
Yeah.
So
You kind of just tell by that picture, like, you want to hang out with him, be his friend.
Right. He looks so sweet.
Yeah. So just super, super bubbly. So I will just go into this. I'm gonna actually switch this though really quick. Sorry. Where is the stop sharing? There it is. Just because when I'm in our like local group, I don't necessarily want to share some of the people's
Right.
private information.
Yeah, I gotcha.
So
Makes sense.
I'll just drag this out so I know which one this is. Okay. Chrome tab.
No. Trying to keep my dog and my cat outside because it's raining right now. What'd you have come in the mail? Why'd you get the mail? Huh? Stuff with the cat. Sorry, I'm outside, guys.
Oh, that's not it. Oh crap.
Well, I haven't
Shit.
added you to stream. You're fine.
Okay.
Nobody can see anything I haven't added to the share, so you're good. Don't worry
Yeah.
about it.
I'm like, wait, what?
Don't worry,
Sharing.
you didn't dox yourself.
I know, right?
No,
This
you're
is-
good.
I have too many tabs open.
Yeah, my heart
the
breaks for
problem.
these families as well.
I know. That's what, has
For all
really-
of the families.
Right, for all the families. It's been on my mind heavy today since we've been researching and talking about it.
Okay, so I'll go into this one because I know this one is approved by the family. Why doesn't it tell you like the name better?
I don't know. Sonny,
No,
well,
here
not
it
Sonny.
is. Okay, I got it.
Okay.
Let me know when you can see that.
Oh, the trout. That's the one I just used for.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can see some more pictures here. He went missing on May 14th, 2008 from Marshall, Minnesota. And then he is still classified as endangered missing. He basically, so what happened is he was at a party in a neighboring town, and that it's actually very common in rural Minnesota, especially when there's smaller towns that are all surrounding each other, that the high schools are pretty small. So they kind of all hang out together. And he was at Minnesota West Technical College because around that area they have a lot of the wind like turbines, like the
Right. Yeah.
big, yeah. So he was going to school to be an engineer on that. So
So he was a smart kid.
yes.
Maybe not common sense smart, but smart in the book sense.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, I would say both. I mean,
Oh, okay.
it kind of depends. I mean, you have to think he's a small town kid. So maybe not
Naive, maybe.
streetwise.
Yeah.
Yes, not
Yeah.
streetwise for like a metro area. Maybe I don't know if that explains it
Right.
better. So then, about 2 a.m, he called his parents because he had gotten his car stuck in a ditch, and he had tried his friends that he was at the party with, and none of them would pick up. Probably some of them are drunk.
Right.
That's
Probably.
common,
More than likely.
So he
Definitely.
reluctantly called his parents at like 2 a.m. He said, like, Mom and Dad, I got my car stuck. There's no damage. I'm fine. Can you come help me? And at the time, he told his parents that he was, let's see, does this one have a map? It doesn't, but I have a map open. At the time, he told his parents he was in Lind, or by Lind. Like, he could see lights. So, Lind from his hometown is like 5 miles. So
Okay.
5-6 miles. So it's not far for them to go help him, basically. And I'm going to close out of this since we already showed that. I can get rid of some of these. Sorry. And so his parents said, sure, absolutely. We'll drive out there. We'll help you get it unstuck and, help make sure you get home. And they get out there and his mom is like, hey, like, we're here. We don't see you. We don't see the car. Like, we're flashing our lights. What's happening? And he's like, I don't see you. I don't see you. And so he gets frustrated. He tells his dad, like, I'm just going to walk to Lind. Lind is extremely small, like extremely small, like
Yeah.
maybe 100 people.
Okay.
And there is a post office, there is a school, and there is at the time there might have been one extra like place business, but other than that, there's the Lind bar. That's it. So,
Wow. Yeah. Tiny.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I was reading the chat.
So he said, just meet me in the parking lot of the bar. And his parents said, okay, that's fine. They stayed on the phone with him during this time as he's walking. Just in case, they were to come across him, they
Right,
could pick him
yeah.
up, that type of situation.
They're good
So,
parents.
yeah. And so that goes on for a little while. They stay on the phone with him. Their call lasted for about 47, I think was the actual number of minutes. And where is this in here, though? Sorry, I'm trying to pull up
No, you're
the
fine.
map photo.
Yeah.
I'm not going to show that picture so I can close it out. And that one. Trying to get rid of pictures so that it's easier. Dang it. Okay, so I'm going to switch this. Just so you guys can kind of get
Crystal's Callie.
Crystal's
That's your
what?
voice.
Oh,
Nikki, my cat heard your voice and came up to my phone and cuddled her head. I don't know how else to say it, but the cat liked your voice.
Aw.
That's
That's
cute. What is this one called, though? Wait. C2CA. God, I hate this thing, how it's labeled. There we go. Okay, got it. Okay, so let me know when you can see this. And if I need to zoom in, I can.
You might need to zoom in a little bit.
Okay. So this area here is his hometown.
Okay.
This is where I went to high school. So I'm doxing myself a little bit, but I don't know.
It's okay.
I don't live there anymore, so you could try.
Yeah,
I did too.
Hey, is that Vincent?
But so, and this is Lynn. So this is where he said he was walking to. So you can see it is very close.
Right. And is that where his parents are living?
His parents live in Marshall.
Okay.
And he was in outside of Lind. So
And this
they
is
were
Wisconsin, right? Or
Minnesota.
I can't think of any. Okay, sorry, I knew that.
You're fine.
Leave me alone. My brain's gone today.
So
My brain's on camping, non-Steve.
That's right. You're leaving today.
And you can kind of, I mean, this is obviously a serial photo.
It's not like it doesn't say Minnesota on the map or anything.
Right.
So like you can kind of see it. Like this is a kind of a wooded area. Like this is very close to a state park. There's just a lot of wildlife, deer, a lot of rivers. So, I mean, it's not like it's flat land or anything like that, because that's been talked about. People are like, how couldn't he have been found if he was by a field? Well,
yeah.
I mean, you got to think about a lot of things here. But so then about right before the call ended, Brandon yelled, "Oh shit." Sorry for my language, but that's his exact
fine.
words.
I'm not monetized.
No,
it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
And his dad said that it sounded like he took a fall.
Okay.
So, and then they didn't hear.
But was he walking in a field or was he walking on the road?
He was he cut across fields because at one point he was going to just take the road, but he told his dad, "I'm just going to cut across the fields because it'll be quicker."
Okay, but it wasn't, obviously.
Right. Yeah. Nope. And that kind of has made people kind of spiral out of control with the conspiracy theories that, oh, well, he ended up on a farmer's land and a farmer shot him.
Right.
No, first of all. I mean, Minnesota farmers can be jerks, but they're not all bad. And not only that, but they're not going to, like, they'll threaten him, sure, get off my property, but they're not going to murder a kid. So, so then they couldn't find him. They could no longer get a hold of him on a cell phone. They assume his cell phone went dead. And the kind of cell phone has been speculated, so I'm just going to throw it out. It was a Motorola Silver. So if anybody remembers Motorola's back when they first came out, there was either the Razr flip phone or a candy bar phone. He had the candy bar.
Okay.
So, so then his parents called a few of his friends that were also at the party. They went out with him and tried finding him. Nothing. So they had already called the police at this point. Police said,
they're like, we can't find him.
Yeah. And so the police had said, you have to wait so many hours to file him missing. So they waited until 6:30 in the morning. And they called again and said, okay, it's 6:30. We need to file him missing. And so they did, but at the time, the law was very stupid in the fact that he was 19. So they can file him missing, but he's a young adult male. Right. And they have like this off the grid theory that young adult males will just go off the grid. So they're not going to look into it.
But they didn't check this, like listen to the parent's story or anything?
No. And see, this is actually a very big thing because now there is what's called Brandon's Law. His parents had took this, the highest that they could, so that there is now a law, in fact, that the cops not only have to come out and take the parents', initial report, but they have to ask certain questions and they have to listen to the explanation to determine if there are endangering circumstances where they need to start the investigation immediately. If there are endangering circumstances, then they have to notify all surrounding law enforcement agencies, because that was the other thing. They didn't let this, where he was found, or not where he was found, where his car was found, was on the border of 2 counties. And they only notified 1.
Okay.
And that's a huge
That's crazy.
thing,
Yeah.
because at this time in, Minnesota, like, we're going through like a season change.
Right.
Like sometimes in
Did
May we can
parents-
still be getting snow.
Right.
Did his
So-
parents not know what county he was in or anything? Like,
So he told them he was here, and walking to Lind. What actually happened when the cops pinged his cell phone, his car was found way up here by Taunton. And I say way up here very loosely, because there are a lot of county roads that connect this. It's not as far as, because even some people that have done YouTube videos on this case, like, they're like, oh, it's 25 miles. Not really. You take a county road, you're there in about half.
right. Yeah, that's how it is usually in, like, here where I live too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Canby, this is a town that he started off in because he goes to college there. So
why do you think he was in one area when he wasn't? That's what I'm confused about.
So
Was he
this
drinking
highway
or
that
anything?
so he had been drinking, but his dad said, I know my son well enough to know that if he was too intoxicated, I wouldn't have been able to understand him.
Okay.
He was a dead giveaway when he was drunk.
Okay.
And he said when I talked to him, there was no confusion. He was very, very aware of things. So this road, though, that goes from Canby to Marshall is a big state highway. So he was drinking. So our thought
I'm not
is-
saying that. I was just wondering, like,
No.
if he was drinking enough, he was just confused on where he's at.
Well, so here's the thing. He was 19. He wasn't 21. So our thought is the fact that he was drinking, he's not going to take this main state highway.
Yeah.
He's going to
Right.
take these roads over here, or over
Right.
here,
right.
so that he's not picked up by state troopers, because then he'll get a DUI, and he'll get also a minor ticket because he's not of
Right.
age.
Yeah, then
I
the
got
MIT. Yeah.
Yep.
Gotcha.
So
That's what I was asking. I wanted to know why he thought he was in one place when he was in a completely different place.
right. And I mean, a good majority of us know all these back roads really, really
Right.
well.
But
But it is very easy to get turned around. If I don't know where his frame of mind was at, but
right.
so evidently he wasn't where he thought he was, or his car was moved, but from when they found his car, it doesn't look like it was ever moved from when Brandon was in it.
Okay.
Here's the thing. He's never been found. He's never been heard of since. His phone has never been found, nor have any of his clothing. It's kind of just one of those
Did
things.
they ping his phone from the last place it was?
Yes.
received?
So that was another thing. Someone's like, oh, they took him, or like he owed someone money and they like moved him from where his vehicle was. No, because they pinged all of the calls that were made and his cell phone when they were trying to find his car. They all came from this location. So when he was
didn't get
talking to
very
his parents, no, when he was talking to his parents, and the cell phone had died obviously while he was
When he said it was shit.
shortly after that.
He could have
And I-
broke it too.
Well,
I mean,
yes, I believe that either it was broken or so there's, and you can't see it on this.
Probably. I mean, sometimes I think so.
I'm gonna switch the picture so that you guys can kind of see there's right in this area there is a big river
Okay.
that is kind of treacherous, and at this time of year, that night specifically, and I thought it was
Was
funny.
he close to it?
Yes, he's very close. It runs
Okay.
through this
Okay.
whole area. So he
It's
There-
at night. Okay, so let's get the facts.
oh
It's
yeah,
at
he was
night,
at 2 a.m. Yeah.
and he
Okay.
decided to get off the road and walk into a field of a place he is unfamiliar with.
Right.
Sort of unfamiliar. Yeah.
Well, you know what I'm saying, but at night you can get very lost in a place
Oh,
you're very
yeah.
familiar.
Yeah. So see how like wooded it is, and like there's embankments. And this actually, I mean, it might not look deep, but it was very deep. Like
Right.
this time of year, they're gonna get a lot of rain. It's gonna fill up really easily. I mean, they get so much rain in this area that the county roads get shut down because
Right.
they're impassable.
Right.
So
Well, just look at that embankment right there. If he said, "Oh shit," and fell down that,
yep,
be
that's
dead.
kind of the theory.
Exactly.
There's when they had so the cops searched it for the first like 48 or 72 hours, along with family and friends, and we didn't come across anything. So the cops said, you know, we've extended every resource we can do. The family then decided to continue, and a lot of people stepped up and volunteered to continue searching. Every weekend, when I could go, I did. But then they had brought in a volunteer search company that was actually brought in by, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Jacob Wetterling. It was a very
No.
popular case from decades ago of a boy that went missing up by kind of St. Cloud, Paynesville
There's a
area.
question.
Oh, sorry, I can't see the chat. What does it say?
It says, "But that was there a current?"
Yes, there was. The current
Okay.
was actually very
Okay.
strong that night.
Wow.
And the water would have been very cold. Because I saw someone did a video on this case, and I kind of got a little bit annoyed because they're like, well, it only got down to 37. Okay. Only
Yeah.
That's
37.
hypothermia.
First of all,
Right.
not only that, but you have to take in all the factors. This is in Southwest
Right.
Minnesota. It is very windy down there. Hence the reason they have wind turbines. So it is very windy. 37. This is in a very fast running current, very deep waters. So the theory is that when he said, "Oh shit," he had fallen into the river. But
which account for why they've never found a cell phone, because it was in the water somewhere.
yes, well, and it probably, if he lost his cell phone at that point, it probably would have already, been well and gone by the time the cops started looking for him.
Yeah, exactly.
So they have had bloodhounds out a couple different times. The dogs did hit on the river, but they got out of the river and continued on after. So the thought is he fell in the river when he said, "Oh shit," but he was able to get out of it. But
Right.
then probably passed from exposure and hypothermia.
Well, see, that's what Christophe Van always said.
Yeah.
Or if he managed to pull himself out further down, was severely injured and passed in the woods.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yep. And
Really sad.
they also get big cats, like we've had cougars, mountain lions, black
yeah.
bears. There's a strong suspicion that a bear would have been involved because there's still no shred of his evidence, like
Wow,
nothing
yeah.
of him. So
Yeah.
and that's, I guess, common with if a bear has been involved.
Oh, okay.
The cops don't suspect foul play. That's kind of, I mean, they say it's possible, but there's no evidence to support it whatsoever.
Highly unlikely.
Yeah, it's very unlikely.
Yeah.
So
It's still a super sad case that the parents
Very
don't
sad.
yes,
know what
Yep.
happened, why they can't, I can't imagine.
No, me either. It's heartbreaking.
This
But would a
is
bear
very
eat clothes?
close. Yes, they don't care.
Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, the good things that have come out of it is Brandon's Law. So I mean, I think that's important for any family that has to go through this, like in the future.
Right.
That that there's somewhat of a, I guess, hope there, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna just switch it.
And
one more.
bones. They asked and bones.
Yeah.
Two bears
Oh,
bones.
and bones. I mean,
I don't know.
I
can
don't
look it up.
know. I mean, this case is technically considered cold, but it hasn't stopped by any means, and I would venture to say that it was even maybe like people were encouraged, I guess, again when, and this isn't necessarily related, but because the family helped the Brandon's family, that it intensified things, if that makes sense. Where is this page? What it is called? Energy. Sorry, I'm trying to find the right one. The Wetterlings helped when their son missing. Oh my goodness, was it 70s or 80s? He was missing for a long time. I remember hearing about it growing up. But there was never anything done with the case. Well, DNA linked that one a couple years ago, and through kind of, he didn't really get off with anything, but he thought he was going to. He ended up giving the cops the location of Jacob's remains.
Yeah.
So that case was solved. And I feel like when that happened, that it kind of gave people encouragement, like, hey, maybe we'll still find him. So yeah, I can't. Is this?
Yeah, you would think that there would be something left on Mrs. Cassandra.
Yeah, you would. And so, and that's why I say, like, it's cold, but there's still people working on it. So this is his family when the bill was signed. This is his sister, Janine, his dad, Brian, his mom, Annette, and then this is the governor at the time signing it. And then this is the local senator. So
the Johnny Gosh story.
The what?
The Johnny Gosh story. That's when you're talking about.
I worked with his uncle. Killer confessed last year. Sorry, Johnny Gosh. I don't. No, I don't know about Johnny Gosh.
Another story we're gonna have to look into.
Yeah,
right.
I like doing these Friday.
Yeah,
true crime. Like, we need to find a better name for it, but
yeah, this one is.
No closure, no peace, just broken hearts for Brandon's family. I agree.
And so for the first month, his parents left their porch light on 24/7 for the first month. And now they do it every May 14th.
That's awesome. Oh, I just got goosebumps. That's amazing.
Yeah. So
they do that for him still. A way to celebrate his life.
Yeah.
But also encourage people to still think about him.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
Just like with Kyron's family having that board out there, they may know that they may not ever see him again, but at least they're trying to look,
right,
put his information out there.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's groups like in the area and in the state that still share, his bulletin. There's a new age progression as of, I think, last year. So, which I don't like that one as much because I'm like, I don't feel that it looks like Brandon, but I still picture him, like he was in high school.
Yeah.
So
yeah. It's sad for you because you knew him. You had actual interactions with him, and then to have him go missing and not have any closure.
Yeah.
It's super hard.
Right.
Yeah.
We have it's private now, but it was public at the time, obviously, because we were trying to spread the word and help or have people help, like volunteer and search for him and stuff like that. But so like every year on May 14th, we do a thing for him in there, or like his family will post in there. So, I mean, people definitely haven't given up.
Right.
But yeah, it's tough when you know someone that's just gone all of a sudden. You have no idea what happened.
Right. Yeah,
Goodness.
exactly.
Right.
I love this. I'm glad that we were able to
I know.
tell stories. And if you guys have any, just of your own in the chat or on the replay, you can send those to me via Twitter, or you can email me. It's justbrit37@gmail.com. You can send those to me, and I can read them for each Friday that we do this. They'll be obviously
Oh, the milk cartons. I do know what you're talking about, Kristen.
Okay, the milk cartons. Oh, okay,
Mhm.
Oh
okay.
yeah. Okay.
I do love that. I will say one thing that while it is so sad that it happens to family members that lose people, just imagine, like with the Amber Alerts and the laws. If
Yeah.
some of those laws hadn't come about because of the
Right.
person going missing, we
Right.
wouldn't have saved so many people. So we have to remember that, like, yeah, they gave their lives, these people gave their lives up, but they're saving people as well.
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
I think it's always encouraging when you see, loved ones,
Yeah.
reaching out for the people in the future that would have to experience this and making
Yes.
it better for them.
Right.
Oh, I definitely agree.
Yeah, I mean, as a mom of 3 kids, I mean, I've lost a child, so I know what it's like to lose a child, and it's
Right.
heartbreaking. But I can't imagine losing a child, in such a scary way,
Right.
and never knowing what happens to them. Like
Right.
the cases, at least the 3 that we've gone, 3 of them have been, young teenagers, young kids, or young adults.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they have all this life left to live, and then their parents, family just lose them and they don't know why.
Right.
Yeah. Well, and I know, like, for a sister, like, she married a guy that we went to high school with, and she has kids now. So, like, it for her, and she was younger than him. So, for her to have milestones that he never got to have, I'm sure that's
Yeah.
devastating. And the fact
Yeah.
that her kids most likely will never meet their uncle.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's how it is for, like, our family, with my brother being killed in the war.
yeah.
My kids don't know my brother. There's all these new grandkids,
Right.
nieces and nephews for my brother that are being born that he'll never know. He never had any kids of his own, so we wouldn't know what his kids would be like. So you definitely can relate to that part of, like, what could have been for their lives.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
This
all
is
right.
nice.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this. I mean, it's just
Yeah.
nice to do different things each week, and I will definitely just have days where we're gonna chit chat and all that. But today, I like to do something a little bit different.
Yeah, and I was just going to mention that if anybody ever wants to look up anything or watch something really interesting about the serial killers in Louisiana at the time that I was talking about, there is a on Amazon Prime a documentary on Derek Todd Lee that is super interesting, and it does bring up
Hey,
the
you were
other
supposed to send me your
2
shit,
serial killers as well.
lady. You forgot.
Huh?
You were gonna send me your shit. Remember?
Oh,
So she could watch it.
yeah. Okay.
No, so I can watch Pink.
Oh yeah. You need okay. Remind me, and I'll give it to you when we get
We're
off.
not over yet, Mrs. Cassandra.
Ulterior motives. Mrs. Cassandra, you will be very disappointed that you do not have Twitter for one night, because last night, Twitter was
You can talk
lit.
about it. It's okay.
Yes.
I don't care.
Oh my goodness. So apparently Texas, it's no longer hide your kids, hide your wife, hide your husband. It's hide your battery operated boyfriends, because you can only have 6. And that's all sex toys. Not just dildos. All. So we got questions, and we're trying
Yeah.
to trace the dildos.
Too bad for all those people that have the playroom.
Right?
Gotta get rid of your sex swings, ladies.
It was so funny.
Oh yeah. If you have a sex swing, better throw it out.
Moderate
You're
tagged me
welcome,
in this
Tiffany.
one article where he's like, yeah, it's all sex toys, not just the dildos. And
I fell asleep last night early, so
yeah, I
missed
was
it.
disappointed. I was like, here we're having a conversation about dildos and Brit's not involved. Like, are you
I know,
serious?
what the hell? Where am I? Yeah, I was sleeping.
And so he tagged me. So I read the article, and in there it says that if you have more than that, they assume that you are either promoting or selling them. And so I responded to Moderate. I said, no, Richard. These are all mine. I'm like Mary frickin' Poppins. These are all mine. Like, back off. This is the one thing I go to jail for, then just throw away the key.
Can you imagine, like Mrs. Cassandra said, being the dildo police?
Oh,
Right.
I've named them, and I have a slogan. They're called dildo deputies. And
Dildo deputies.
Such about this.
if the dildo limit is what you exceed, we will be at your door indeed. There you go.
And then you get, all these women are buying up pearl necklaces.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's a necklace, I promise.
And the original Hot Pocket we have discussed, Alabama, you can't even buy a sex toy there. Did you know that? So they're cool with a Hot Pocket, but you can't buy anything to get your jollies off.
Christola, your state is messed up.
That is.
The dildo deputies.
It was a whole thing last
I'm
night.
dying.
JCM, me and Claire, Moderate joined in at one point, and then Tiny caught like a glimpse of what was going on. She's like, I now see why you guys say everything happens at night on Twitter. Because it was like a whole thing.
Yeah.
And
always.
I fell asleep last night early. The one night I miss out on everything. Miss out on people fighting in chats. Miss out on dildos on Twitter. I mean, what the hell? One night I have to go to a birthday party. One night I take a med and it makes me fall asleep. I can't help it.
It was funny
I woke up like 4 hours later, and
because I tagged you and I said, "Where are you? We're talking about dildos."
Yeah, I texted her a bunch too.
And
I know. And Megan's like, "Are you okay? Are you dead?" I'm like, "No, I'm alive."
Yeah, I'm like, "You're always awake in the middle of the night. Where are you?"
I found a GIF of someone, a cat, like around a massage, one of those massager guns, those like heavy duty massager guns.
Oh, right.
So I tagged Claire, and I think JCM got tagged in it too. And I said, does this device count? And JCM goes, well, they have 9 lives, so I feel like they should get one for each life. And it made me think about how cats don't like cucumbers. And I said, well, that makes perfect sense because the cucumbers clearly don't work for them. Because if you've ever seen a cat react to a cucumber, they freak the fuck out.
Oh, I need to do that. I know no nights allowed to take a night shift. No, I'm just going to say this. Every freaking time that I'm not there in Aaron's chat, y'all go off the chain. Every time.
Yeah,
I don't know what it is.
I don't know what it is either.
Like, you guys all think that I can keep all these people under control, but as soon as I'm gone,
because Sue had to come off her break last night too.
Whenever me and Sue are gone, it's like y'all go off.
I don't know what it is.
Can I just tell y'all to stop? Stop! It's rude. Megan and Nikki don't know how to deal with you guys. Okay, maybe Nikki, but Megan.
Crystal says they have sex apps. I don't know. But Moderate found an article that says it actually gave a court case of a current sex shop owner that is trying to get the bill overturned because she keeps getting in trouble for selling sex toys.
Oh, so it's against the law, but they still
have them. But yeah, apparently they're
like what are they called? What they had in the back in the day when
a brothel.
No, not a brothel. The speakeasy. They got the speakeasy sex shop.
But that's the same thing. I feel like it is.
No, speakeasy was where you went to go drink.
Yeah.
And it was
brothel's like an old time whorehouse.
Yes, we've done weird laws with Dottie too. No, brothel is a whorehouse. A speakeasy is where they went to go drink. It was a bar.
True.
Come on, let me have this.
Okay, you can have it, but I thought we were talking about sex toys, so I went to whorehouse.
I know it's a speakeasy. Okay, we'll go with the brothel then. But I was thinking speakeasy because selling illegal things. Where
Yeah.
I guess brothels is
But
selling
brothel is
illegal
like
things.
prostitutions.
True. Okay, we'll give it to each other.
Well, no, we won't give it to each other. We will give each other credit. Because I know Mrs. Cassandra's going to
Shut
hop
up.
in that chat in like 2
I know.
seconds.
I know.
And she's going to be quoting me, and I can't quote her because I'm not in chat right now. So, Mrs. Cassandra,
I know.
I'm watching
JCM, you guys try to throw off the chat and make it so that it goes crazy while I'm gone. Is that what it is?
It must be.
Because every time this weekend, you guys all better go off the chains again because I'm gonna be gone.
Oh, I'm sure it'll happen.
We used to go to Alabama from Florida to get a fire. Hey, I feel that. We have to go to Wisconsin or South Dakota.
I think we have to go to like Wyoming or Washington. We have to go, or Nevada, maybe. I don't know. Hey, I'm driving through Nevada, I think this summer, so going to someplace. Oh yeah, I had to tell my family because this is the surprises.
Are we not leaving the cat in the bag?
No, I have to. I can tell now because I had to tell my family.
Okay.
So what happened was Nat wanted to buy my stepdad Traeger, which is a smoker.
Oh,
and
yeah.
she asked everybody, "Hey, can you pitch in?" And I was like, "Well, I wasn't gonna say anything, but surprise, I'm coming to Utah in August, and I need to save up as the surprise to come to Utah."
Sure.
So, and then I found out one of my sisters is gonna be gone, for a couple of days, but I'll get to see her for a couple of days, so that's fine.
Yeah.
But I still get to, and I let another sister know, and she's like, "Well, we'll try and come. I'm not sure if we'll get up there." It's like, it's fine, if all else, I'll just,
this is been something you have been dying to do for a long time, and
yeah,
I'm so exciting, and I'm so happy for you, and
I know,
can't
I'm
wait
really
to hear
excited. I'm so excited to
every
get to
second
hold
of it.
babies.
Yes.
Hold babies. That's what I'm excited about.
I missed that comment. This is Cassandra. How can the government tell me how many sex toys I can have? Get the fuck out of here. I know, right? I put a GIF on where I said, I'm ready to fight. I'm putting my shit kickers on. Somebody's going down for this. And Moderate goes, that's right. This is not a free country until all 50 states can diddle their fiddle electronically. And I died laughing.
I wish I would have been awake for the cold conversation, because I would have been. Well, I probably would have woke my husband up.
JCM had a whole list of questions, and they were hilarious. Oh, JCM does not use Dawn down there. She does not use Dawn down there, by the way. And she's wanting to know if she should.
Because you do not use Dawn down there.
In that TikTok, the person asked, "Can you use your dishwasher to clean your dildos?" JCM goes, why is this brought up every time we discuss dildos? I don't use Dawn down there. Should I?
That's funny. No, that's good. That's a good one. So, all right. Well, it is getting to be that time.
Yes.
It's 2:25, and I have things I've got to do
to get ready for your trip.
Yeah, our leaving us we have to get home. Wait, yeah, it's raining right now, so yay! It's not supposed to rain tomorrow. Too. After your 90-degree weather, I bet you're happy about that.
I am, because it's only 80 something.
Oh, that's good, because it's very hot here today.
I know, it's so weird to think that, like, in some other places it's snowing, like...
You're right.
That's weird. But this is the only day we get for, like, the next 3 weeks.
I can't say if I'm going to have any coverage or anything where we're going, because I've never been to the place we're going, so if I don't text or message anybody this weekend, don't kill me.
That's okay, I'll bother Nikki.
I am around this weekend, so.
Okay, good, Nikki. You babysit this weekend, okay?
Yeah, she's got
You get to babysit Megan this weekend. But when I come back, I don't need all of my DMs to have like 100 to 1,000 DMs in it, because then I have to try and catch up.
Oh, I'll just
no, because you never read them. You just tell us we talk too much.
I do.
Yeah. Don't even act like you
Oh,
read
true.
them all.
Britt,
Y'all
I'm
know
gonna,
I don't read them all.
yeah, no, I'm gonna text you everything anyway. So
I know. You all know I don't read all of it, right? Like I watch the videos, so then you think I read it all. Y'all, I am way too lazy to read it all.
yeah, I gotta put it in a short version in
Hey,
the text.
JCM, I'm gonna take your wrench away.
You can't take a wrench away.
Shush, don't tell her that. She doesn't know. I could kick her out of one of our groups.
Don't worry, Jason. She can't do shit to you, and she knows it.
Yeah.
Save the dildos. I love it.
It was a hashtag. I made it last night. Save the dildo.
I'm sure you did.
You mean boss you?
Boss.
I boss everybody. I'm a boss. What are you talking about?
Yep.
I'm
There's
the
nothing
boss
wrong
bitch.
with being a boss.
Right.
He's the head
No,
one,
it was-
one of the HBICs.
It's a joke.
or
It is
whatever.
a running joke between us.
Yeah.
I'm a bitch. I'm the head bitch. Let's
You
get it
said
right.
wrong. I'm bossy. I'm shutting up right now.
I am.
Embarrassing myself. Lord, have mercy.
No, you have a good voice. Shut up. I've heard you
I
sing.
know. I've heard her
No,
sing too.
Lord, stop. No.
She's
No,
actually
it's-
really good.
She does. It was funny. She sent us a song, which beautiful song, and she's singing along with it.
Yeah.
And then we're like,
cranked
yeah,
up, so I have no idea how you
I know.
heard it.
Britt and I were like, she sounds so good.
I know, right? And then Nikki's like, how'd you hear me? I'm like, well, you were singing right next
Yeah,
to
you were
it.
singing.
That's why I'm not sending you guys any videos with me singing things. I have a really like alto voice, so when I sing, it's like, oh no, bass. It's weird. I can't hit those high notes like Pink.
I did both in high school. I did soprano and alto.
Whenever I think of Pink, I always think of the song by Aerosmith. Pink is my favorite
Oh.
color.
There's a
Come
song about this.
on!
How do I not know about this?
You did not know that? Oh, you have to
No,
listen
and
to
pink
it.
is my
Yes.
favorite color. You already know
No,
that.
I
so.
know. So go listen to the Aero song.
Yeah.
Smith Pink. Yes, karaoke night. But you guys
Right.
all be singing as Chicago. So, like the band. 'Cause that's all I can sing with because it's alto bass.
Oh, goodness.
My husband looked at one of those JBL speakers. They have these party
Love
speakers,
them.
and one
Yep,
of
I
them
have
comes.
them.
One of them comes with a microphone. But if like on the new ones, the things in the middle that are circular, they have lights around them, and they move to the music. They look so cool.
So JBL, did you know that if you can connect the speakers together and make it louder?
Yeah, that's why I told him I want to get more than one because he's getting
We have a
one
couple.
specifically for his office, and I was like, can we get a party one and then just link them, please?
I think we have a couple of them. I think my kids have some. We have some. We bought like one we bring with us for when we go camping. And it's going to be fun, but since I don't know, it'll be kind of weird because we have family going with us, but then we also have friends going with us.
Yeah.
And the friends I really, really like, they're our camping friends. We actually met them last summer camping. And so
Aw.
they're our camping friends. And we're going to, we were doing this party with them. Camping. What?
This is Sandra. We're
This
gonna
is
have a
Cassandra. I can kick you out of here. Just joking. I wouldn't, but I could. If I wanted to. I could hide you. I won't,
Yeah.
but I could. I could if I wanted to. It's
But
a great threat on my channel.
Were you probably not because your hubby probably was you probably haven't supper with your hubby, but Mrs. Cassandra was singing in lyrics "Boats and Hoes" and Dottie Stream yesterday. It was amazing.
No, I missed it.
Oh, God. Yeah, that's
Boats and
right.
hoes.
Boats and hoes. Boats and hoes.
I think she just listens to rap music, so we can't jam together.
Oh yeah, I had her going with Shaggy too. It's great.
Yeah. No, you can't really hang out with people that only listen when you're like more country and they're more rap. Rap and country don't mix.
See, I listen to both.
don't.
So
They don't. Rap and country don't mix.
They do too, because I've heard one
Oh,
country
they
song
don't.
that is really good. Damn it!
They don't. because my
This
husband
is why we
likes
don't
black.
agree on Kane Brown and stuff.
No, not Kane Brown's not country.
Are you joking?
I'm not joking. He's not country.
Lord, I love the old time stuff too, Britt, but new stuff is
Yeah.
good too.
Right.
No,
Yeah.
Upchurch. My daughter likes Upchurch. It's a diss track. She's like, it's a diss track on Kane Brown because we got gangs in the country now.
Is that my Laura in the background?
Yes. Luke Combs. I don't like Luke
Why
Combs
don't
that
you like
much.
Luke Combs? He is country.
He is country. I just don't like his voice. I don't
Oh.
like Jason Aldean.
What about, do you like that Beautiful Crazy song? I love that song. Just saying.
Yeah, I like some of Luke Combs stuff, some of it, but it gets so overplayed on the radio.
It does. I will give you
why,
that. It does.
you know?
Because he's very popular. And so, especially like if you don't have like Sirius or something where they can play more, if you're just on like your local radio, you're gonna hear it 24/7.
Yeah. Mrs. Cassandra, one of these days I'm gonna have a karaoke battle with you. And I'm gonna
Oh
win.
boy.
I used to do it with one of my friends, in Steve's. We used to do karaoke when we go into different chats together. And she's actually from Scotland. Super cool lady. And she's funny as hell. But yeah, we used to do karaoke battles where it was like I would sing one song and then she would type it out, and then she would find one that played off of that one, and then I would find one that played off of that one. So we would just go back and forth of playing off each other's, and it could be anything, 80s, 90s, country, whatever. And we had so much fun doing that. So she's my karaoke buddy. If you see her around, it's Kyle's Goldfish. That's her. That's her name, Kyle's Goldfish.
Yes, on his way home from Canada. What? Oh, I missed something. Andy Wulo. What? Is she singing again? I can't see if she's
I think
putting
I
those
can't
notes.
tell.
I'm not sure. I'm
Probably.
Yeah,
I
she
may have
is,
to
because I
hop
see
off
the
in a
notes.
sec.
Yeah, I
Y'all.
see
Oh,
it
yeah,
now.
you're good. Okay.
All right, are we done now?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I need
I'm
to
just
get.
joking.
Nay has to go, and you have to get ready
Oh.
for camping. And
Yeah.
I probably should get my living room ready for my husband to have boys' night. So
Oh,
Right.
fun. All right,
Right?
let's end this and then we'll figure something out.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Everybody, love you all. Thank you all for coming to
Bye,
my
I want
crazy little.
videos.
Yes. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share. Let's get me up to at least 500 at some point in the next
Yes.
month, or 2 or
Sounds
3. I don't really
good.
care.
We'll get
But
it.
let's
Two
get
or
me.
3. No,
I
a
don't
month.
really care.
No, a month.
A month.
If you don't set
Okay.
a good goal, then we
Hey,
can't
it's a
have
month,
anything
and
extended.
I'm doing better about my staying and doing our chats and all that.
Yeah.
So.
We can do it.
Bye,
Sorry, I
y'all. I'm
wasn't
sure
paying
I'll see some
attention.
of you later if Aaron goes live. So.
Okay.
She is supposed to be. Okay. And Mrs. Cassandra, I wasn't paying attention. Sorry. I'll go look and see what it was, and I'll get back to you when I see you in another chat. In the broadcast